The richest 10 USD of the world's society owns 85 USD of the world's wealth. These rich people bequeath to their children their knowledge and experience of money and business, which are more valuable than their material wealth. Although money is not the most important thing in our lives, I think it is the most important issue after health and family so that we can live a good life. Unfortunately, we learn such an important subject neither at school nor at university. Thus, we have to get our monetary and financial education from our parents. But if your parents aren't among the wealthiest in the society you live in, you won't get a good financial education, and you will most likely be in needless financial hardship for the rest of your life. Let me give you just one example to help you understand why a solid money education is so important. 70 USD of people who win the lottery consume almost all of the jackpot within 5 years. Some even go bankrupt. Likewise, there are some people around everyone that they know. Although their monthly salaries are very high, they can never get out of debt and suffer financially. That's why, whether you're a lawyer, doctor, or student, you need to learn some basic rules about money, and Robert Kiyosaki's book Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a good start. I will summarize the most important contents of the book for you in this video. Little Robert has two fathers. One is her biological father and the second is her best friend's father. Both of his fathers are very determined, very successful in their fields, and attach great importance to education. Robert's biological father went to college and even earned a PhD. His second father did not even finish high school, but Robert's natural father suffered from financial difficulties throughout his life and left a large amount of debt as an inheritance to his children. That's why Robert described him as a poor father in the book. Robert's second father, on the other hand, left school in the 8th grade and started life and started to earn money. After a certain time, he founded his own company and became one of the richest people in the country where he lived, leaving millions of dollars to his children. That's why Robert always took his best friend's father as an example when it came to money and described him as the rich dad in the book. Robert's poor father always gave his son this advice: study hard for your studies, get a solid job in a good company, and gradually move up the career ladder. Robert's rich father gave a different advice: read a lot and learn the rules of money well. Then work hard and gradually start making your money work for yourself. So Rich Daddy says don't waste your time climbing the ladder someone else put in front of you. Build your own elevator instead. We've all heard the poor father's advice, and we spend years trying to finish college and find a job. Don't get me wrong. It is very nice to get a university education and have a job, but we have to realize a big problem. Let's briefly review the life of an ordinary college graduate. For example, Alex graduated from a good university and got a good job. What do you think will be the first things he will do with his monthly salary of $5,000? A new car, new furniture, new phone, expensive vacations, and he's going to take out a loan and most likely buy a new house. So he will spend almost all of his salary. After that, he will work 40 or 50 hours a week for years. In return, he will earn $5,000 and instantly spend this $5,000. For example, despite working for 10 or even 15 years, he will still be in the same financial situation and will still have to work 40 or 50 hours to live his life. No matter how hard he works, no matter how well he does his job, he has worked for a whole 15 years. However, as a result of these efforts, he has not built anything tangible and has only been able to cover his expenses. In fact, Alex got into debt relying on his salary, and if the company he worked for fired him, there would be zero. Alex has made himself completely dependent on the company he works for. Karl Marx has a very good quote. "The capitalist system is a slave system. Only slaves are free to choose their owners." In these 15 years, of course, Alex may have risen and his monthly salary may have increased from $500 to $10,000. But Alex makes the same mistake that most people do. As income increases, expenses increase. For example, he moves to a bigger house or buys a nicer car and takes more luxurious and more expensive vacations. So Alex lives trapped in a hamster wheel, running and running but always staying in the same place. Now I will present you a concept that will save you from this hamster wheel and even ensure that you never get into it. The first and most important thing to learn about money and getting rich is the differences between bonds and liabilities. This is actually a very easy concept and anyone can understand it. Anything you can buy can be a promissory note or a liability. If what you buy brings money to your pocket, it is a promissory note. If it takes money out of your pocket, it's an obligation. Let me give a very simple example. Let's say you bought a house and you pay $1,000 monthly installments and interest. In this case, your home is an obligation. If you buy this house and rent it out, for example, if you get $1,500 monthly rental income, this house brings $500 to your pocket after paying the monthly installments. Then this house is a bond. Now I will explain to you the most important difference between poor, middle class, and rich people. The poor have only expenses, they live from day to day, and if there is a small decrease in their income or a small increase in their expenses, they are in the middle. People in the middle class also have expenses and many obligations. For example, middle-class people, such as cars, telephones, and furniture, own very few bills. In fact, a person who is mostly in the middle class has no stock. It has only obligations and expenses. The rich, on the other hand, buy bonds with all their income after meeting their basic needs. These securities increase the monthly income of the rich, and with this higher income, the rich buy more securities. Thus, the poor always remain poor. The middle class always stays in the middle class, and the rich get richer as time goes on. Knowing that most viewers will say that my monthly salary is too low, I don't have the money to buy a bond, so in my example, I started with the same high salary for the rich and the poor. If a person earns $10,000 a month and spends all his salary on useless things, he is not rich even though he makes a lot of money. If someone else earns only $2,000 per month and meets their basic needs with $1,500 and starts buying bonds with $500, they are more likely to become rich than those who earn $10,000. It is very important that we understand this basic concept. Our goal is to have enough securities after 15 or 20 years and to be able to live on their income. For this, we must have a job now or as soon as possible and earn a certain monthly income. Of course, we must meet our basic needs with this income, but we must keep the expenses as low as possible. With the remaining money, we should buy the bills and try to increase our monthly income over time. In the future videos, We will build various strategies on the foundation we laid in this video. In these upcoming videos, I'll teach you how to increase your monthly income, reduce your expenses, and which stocks to invest in. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. If you have questions or something you want to tell me, I would be happy if you leave a comment. Hope to see you in the next video.